Everyone, welcome back. We're going to be checking out Bekhauf by Bloodywood featuring Babymetal. Alright, so I've been wanting to make a Babymetal reaction. Since I had last done the last reaction for Babymetal, I have seen them live, and it was a wonderful experience. I don't know if you guys have ever felt this way, but there are just some bands out there that for one reason or another, you just kind of feel like maybe you would just never have an opportunity to go see them. Babymetal was kind of one of those bands for me, because I just never found myself in a place where they were at or anywhere near. But I got lucky this time, and they came to my town and I got to check them out, and it was awesome. It was one of the best shows I've ever been to. They played a good mix of old and new songs, though I really wish they would have played Karate for my show, but they didn't. That's okay. That just means I probably have to go see them again someday. But this is actually going to be the first time I've ever done a reaction video or ever listened to Bloodywood. I've seen their name floating around because there are some reactors that I'm friends with that I've seen them do some reactions for, but I've never checked them out myself. From what I understand, they do metal and they are an Indian band. Beyond that, I know nothing about them. So this will be my first little adventure. But anyway, guys, feel free to check out my YouTube memberships. They're only $1 and you get early access to videos like these and also anime reactions as well. Pretty epic. Really tasty riff in that verse. It's pretty epic, man. Holy crap. Really good screams. Holy crap. Really cool video too. Love anime, so I'm digging this. Love those slight descents in the chord progression. Oh. Really nasty guitar riff. Just like really crunchy guitar tone there. really epic. Wow. Holy crap. That was really epic. Holy shit. Did they combine both bands into one to like make a god? Is that what happened there in the video? Also, excellent drummer. I wanted to point that out too. I was trying to keep up with the chord progressions that were occurring there. I had a hard time following logistically how the chord progressions were progressing because they were very, first of all, love it. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Friggin' love this song. It's amazing, but just like I'm trying to like follow what the pattern was with the chord progression between the verse and the chorus, because they were jumping around a lot. And while they were using similar ideas between one part of a verse and another, and then even when they transition into choruses, there's a lot of a bit of an overlap, but nothing was quite being played the same. And if you remember how your song progresses while having that many different ideas flowing throughout the song, that's impressive, you know. And I would assume that this is not the first they've ever written a song this way. I would assume that this is just part of their style. And if that's the case, if you have a whole set list full of songs that are written in a similar fashion as this, that's impressive to keep that all up here. You know, my own personal chord progressions are much simpler, but it's just, for me as a writer, really fascinating listening to songs where it leans towards the more complex side. Like maybe to some people, maybe this isn't super complex, but to me it is. Let's give it a shot here. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, as I'm trying to like figure out one part of the riff, by the time I catch up and I'm like, okay, so they start with these first couple chord progressions, they're already off on the next progression. And then I have to be like, oh, so you have to already know what's about to happen in order to even get to play the same notes as them, like as you're trying to like figure it out, because they're already on the next step. So like they don't play anything twice, basically. So that's kind of like what I'm talking about. So while I think you can definitely figure this song out, the hard part is just understanding the progressions of it. And I think that's where I'm gonna end up admitting defeat, is during that aspect of the song. So even if I can figure out some of those riffs, figuring out exactly how they all tie together, when and how their progressions change, when and where, that's the complex part. I don't know if this is something that people notice. I don't know if, like, because I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, because I'm a musician, I hear things differently. Like, that's not how I like to approach things at all. Like, we all have ears, you know, so it's not like my ears were made different. But yeah, so that's what's really impressive with this. They will play a progression one way, and then on the second part of the verse, they will play it again, but maybe near the end, they'll change into like a descent of some sort. And then all of a sudden Babymetal comes in, and then they go back into a similar progression as they did before, but then the end of that changes. And then when they go into Babymetal's second part of the verse, they yet again play something similar with some slight changes. It will eventually repeat, but it takes a while for them to do that. The other side of it that's impressive is that the riff itself, the main riff, which is like this with the singular notes here, because this part right here is super catchy. This is a great riff for the verse. And I would think that most bands would write that and be like, this is chill. And then you just come up with some chord progressions that'll like complete maybe a transition to a chorus, play out a chorus with some chords, go back into verse and do this. And then for the most part, like really lean into this, but they don't. Like they only use it for the verse, and You know, they come up with some really clever chord progressions throughout the other verses and choruses. It's really impressive. And Babymetal's been doing, I think, enough collaborations with other metal bands to where they can kind of be like chameleons, you know, like I made a chameleon reference to an artist named Otto because they kind of do something similar. They do a lot of covers and collaborations. Babymetal is starting to kind of prove that they can do the same thing. They don't really have to change anything about who they are, and yet they can mix with other people's styles of metal, and it works. And themes like this kind of fit with Babymetal as well, because Babymetal on their own tends to like to have a bit of theatricality as well. So this is on brand with Babymetal. They're able to jive with this no problem. I'm also impressed with Bloodywood's vocalist. They have an excellent scream. I also love the guitar tones being used. It's very crunchy. It's got a little bit of that saturation, but nice and heavy. It's a bit different than what I'm used to hearing, but it's very subtle in the way that it's different. But overall, I'm really impressed with the band. This is an excellent introduction for me. I would be kind of interested in seeing like what else they can do, see what other catchy things they can do within the metal space. But yeah, within this vehicle that is Bloodywood, I think they took really good care of Babymetal in making sure that this kind of fit with them and gave them enough space to do their thing. Everything worked. Everything worked for me. This is an excellent song. I'm glad I was able to check it out. But thanks guys for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed the reaction, but that's it for me, and I'll see you next time.